When a young lady enters a room, you enter with confidence, with your chin up, because you're wearing a crown. Right? And if you don't have on a physical crown on your head, a young lady is always wearing a crown because you are confident, you're resilient, you're strong, you're beautiful. And you love yourself and you will believe in yourself. And because of you love yourself and you believe in yourself and you have that level of confidence, you approach a room with confidence, not fear. Never put down yourself, never beat down on yourself. You're all looking very beautiful. You're all fearfully and wonderfully created. Each of you looking different but beautiful. You don't have to look like the person sitting beside you to be beautiful. Each of you is unique in your own way. And that is how the Creator made us. God made us. God is a God of variety. God is not a boring person. So we are all work of art, created in His own likeness and His own image. And He expresses Himself by creating each of us differently. So no two individuals are exactly the same. If you are and you look alike, you're still, there are some differences that you have. Your fingerprint is different. There are some little features that might be different. You might have a slight height difference.
Okay, so I'll be back and forth from the presentation with the girls and the boys. Welcome to, ladies and gentlemen, the part 2.
That because I am black, I am not beautiful, or because my hair is not long as the other girl here, I am not beautiful, or because my skin is not as light as that other person's complexion, I am not beautiful. That is not true.
So here you go. That's why this gentleman code. So now I'm going to start with this young man at the end. So you walk from here to there, stopping the middle, show your best gentleman.
Could you imagine if you were to go there, no mango time. Imagine you should go outside and go all around trade and the only mango you can get is free mango. How do you feel? Would you feel good? The only mango you would get so Julie mango won't exist anymore. East Indian mango won't exist anymore. And all the other mangoes, big mangoes, number mangoes, none of those mangoes would exist because one mango is free mango. And then you look around the only dogs that exist, German Shepherd dogs. No other dogs, no mongrel, no Doberman, no Pittsburgh, no Rottweiler, no Chihuahua, no none of those dogs. So that shows us that God is a God of variety. Even the flowers, if you plant a garden, I do garden. And I don't want to have flowers in the same color, all red or all blue. I like to see the yellow, the pink, the purple, the white, the green, the purple, the different colors, the orange. So it gives the garden a core.
Next person.
And so much primary. You are all forming
Next.
a beautiful garden of pretty princesses. And none of you, no two of you should look the same.
Next.
That would be very boring.
Next.
We should have pretty different, but we're equally as beautiful as the person sitting beside you. Do you know what makes a person ugly?
Next person.
I just said I had to say very good. Anything that makes someone when they put down on her, say, you're not wrong. I am not straight that I want to be kind of beauty. That does not make a person beautiful. What makes you beautiful is your personality.
Very good. All right, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. You can have a seat. Give them a round of applause.
When you have good manners, no when you respect yourself, when you respect other people, when you don't laugh at people or mock or push others, when you respect your teacher, and when you sit and you listen and do your work, that's when you think about respect. On the contrary, what makes us holy is your behavior. When you display aggression, when you are mean, when you bully on other children, when you tease other children, when other children come to school and they are hurting, whether physically hurting or hurting in any way, and you laugh at them and make fun of them and make a mockery, or a child come to ladies' day, ladies and gentlemen day, and because they might not have a beautiful dress as yours, you group up with your friends and laugh at them. And let me tell you, this is even why some children might not, some girls might not wear, because in their mind they don't have a pretty dress to wear. And because they tell themselves that I don't have a very pretty dress to wear, the classmates or schoolmates will laugh at me, I prefer not to go. So you have those persons who will suffer inside. So these are some of the things that will make a person ugly. The behavior, what personality, what environment.
Listen.
But today I'm going to be talking to you. I wrote down some points. Your theme, I really love it. It talks about refinement. It says refined, resilient, and remarkable. And that's from the National Council on Drug Abuse. I'll be touching a little on that too, integrating it into this theme as much as I possibly can. So, refined, resilient, remarkable. I love the theme. So these three words are very powerful words, and each of them will describe your journey as a young lady. And it will help to transform you, refine. And I'm going to tell you what refine means. So refinement involves improving something. So when somebody is refined, like they say, wow, she's such a refined young lady. It means you are being improved, you are worked on, you are being polished down. And it is a process, it is not a one-day thing. So this process of refining yourself or refinement is not a one-day thing. So it's not just going to happen today. Because some of you might have been having bad days, and we all have weaknesses, I must say. We all have things that we're not so good at. We all have little bad ways or bad habits. Let me say bad habits. Some of us have bad habits. And this is where now the refining process comes in. The refinement. So it involves improving something by adjusting it, rubbing it down, clarifying, making it or purifying it, or to improve something by making small changes. So for example, if I get a piece of wood, I can take up a piece of stick or a piece of wood, and I get a brush or something rough. Attitude. Can you? Will that look like you're a queen? Will that reflects the behavior of a true queen or princess? Tell me. No, it will not. A princess or a queen is a very refined person. You cannot even qualify. Some of you read those nice princess books, and while they're fairy tales, we have princesses in real life and queens in some countries. And to be a princess or a queen, you have to go through rigorous training. That means if the little girl was snobbish and they view her to be the future queen, they have to even assign sometimes a trainer who train them in good morals and social graces. So you don't just and somebody talk to you and then I so you have to refine down those ways. So if you have those days are unbecoming of a young lady, and today, ladies and gentlemen, day. And remember, your team talk about refinement. So we want to see a Saltmarsh Primary where the young girls, the young ladies, the princesses sitting in front of me, behave in a refined way. refined way, a polished way, demonstrating good manners, demonstrating good etiquette. And demonstrating good manners mean saying good morning, you pass the teacher, good morning. Teacher and somebody talk here, excuse. Somebody asks you, this saying something and you hear them. You don't say, what you say? You say, pardon, beg you pardon, or pardon me. Your two teachers standing at the door, you want to go through, you say, Miss, may I be excused? You know, just push through them and gone. You're sitting, you know, just sit down, rock by your chair, you sit and you brush down your uniform and you sit with your legs crossed. That's refinement. We're talking about refined. Being refined. Refining your behavior, how you treat each other. Speaking kindly one to another, because if you're not, and for those of, let me see those who love watching the princess movies and cartoons. So we want to know that we are all on the same page. If you ever watch like like which one those? Frozen, Princess Moana, Sophia the First, all of those princesses. Princess Jasmine, Princess Bella, Rapunzel, Snow White, Cinderella, and all of those. I don't have an idea what I'm talking. I just want to know that. If you realize these princesses, even when they have other sisters and brothers, do you realize there is one main thing about all of them? Their behavior is normally more kinder. The truth. Yes, and Ariel. So even if you have a class full of girls and the king would send out and say, we want to choose one of the girls in here to be a princess, they don't just look at how you look. They're going to watch you. So in these cartoons and movies I'm talking, they normally watch the girls and say, that one treat the other children with kindness. So the one who is the kindest, nicest, well-behaving, treat people with respect, that's the girl who is normally chosen as the next princess. Ariel, okay? Yes. Yes. So that's a girl who is normally chosen. Huh? Oh, you say it loud that all of us here. Well, afterward we can see. Alright, they have Elsa and Anna, I didn't even remember them. But you always notice, even with Cinderella, who was the nicest person? Was it Cinderella or her sisters? Cinderella. Her sisters were. Describe the behavior of the sisters. Mean, selfish, disrespectful. Not even that ugly. It wasn't because they were ugly alone, where they were really mean and lazy and not well behaved and lie. Disobedient. Yes, and they behave like they were better than Cinderella. Yes, mean. Yes, alright. Yes, so alright, thank you very much. So, you realize the ones who were, the person who was selected as the princess, which was Cinderella, she was a nice, kind-hearted, nice, helpful, hard-working. She didn't look down on people. So if you want to be a refined young lady, don't look down on the other girls around you. If you do that, automatically you are disqualified from being a princess. Automatically. Even though we are not selecting princesses, but if we were to be selecting princesses still in this country or this parish, you automatically be disqualified disqualified. And even with Miss Jamaica, even the girls went to Miss Jamaica, the ones who are snobbish and mean, they're automatically disqualified from the contest. So we want refined young ladies who are mannerly, who are not selfish, who are not bullies, who are not mean, who don't tease other girls. The moment you tease another girl or laugh at another girl, you are disqualified. You are not refined. So, that is what refinement is. In life, refinement is a conscious decision to learn and to grow and to adapt. So you have to be conscious. So even when somebody says, look at a girl's shoes, and maybe the shoes look funny and you want to laugh, you have to be so conscious and say, I'm not going to make a fun of somebody. Yes. And maybe you see somebody coming in class looking a certain way, dirty and whatever, and your classmates say, before she come at school and come out here, you tell yourself, I am not going to laugh because I don't know what my classmate is going through. It could be her mom is not home, nobody is home. It could be she was left alone. Everybody is not privileged the same. So it is a conscious decision that you make to be nice, to be kind, to grow. It is about self-awareness, knowing yourself, recognizing your own weaknesses and flaws. So when you look at yourself, you say, I have weaknesses. I have things I am not so good at. So not because we are out playing and the girl can catch the ball good or she can do the maths very well, it might be that that person is better than me in spelling. So when the teacher calls her to the board that she can't do the maths, I'm not going to laugh at her. What? Yes. Yes. So refinement requires humility. You look at all the princesses that we just mentioned. Very humble girl. Bella. Rapunzel. They are humble. Some of them, even when the prince chose them, they say, me, oh my God. They wouldn't even think that they would have been selected. Some of them are gone because they don't think nobody will love them. Because they don't see themselves better than others. So refinement, so when we look at refine, it means to demonstrate humility. Yes. Yes, so it requires humility and the ability to accept feedback. Say somebody tell you that, you did this and it's wrong, you just say, let me alone, I saw mistake. Or maybe you're lucky. No, you will say, thank you, I will work on that. So you have the ability to accept feedback and to act with purpose. Alright, so we're going to look at the next R, resilient. Resilient means to stand strong in hard times. To stand up strong. So as a young lady at Saltmarsh Primary School, there are times when you're going to remember we talk about refinement, resilience, and remarkable. It's actually a journey. On your journey in growing up to be that fine young lady, that fine princess that you are becoming, you're going to have rough patches. Life is not always smooth. But you have to brush yourself off and try again. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fall down along the journey. Sometimes you feel like you want to give up, you want to give in, but you have to keep going forward. So to be resilient is not about avoiding failure or pain. It is about rising each time you fall. Resilience is rooted in your own emotional strength and hope. And it is really built in rough times. So if you don't come on rough patches in your life, then there's no need to be resilient. But this is why the theme was selected, because the teachers and the counselors and so on here know that you're going to face rough times, that you cannot give up. And look here, I'm glad I made note about the principles in the different cartoons. If you realize in all of these movies, whether it is Frozen, Cinderella, Rapunzel, were they all going through a tough time in their life? All of them. And that's what made those stories interesting. And as a child growing up, I always liked those princess movies. Like Snow White, Rapunzel, Beauty and the Beast. All of them faced something. That was one common thing with all of them. But it was the way they dealt with it, the way they handled it. And when they came out, they never treated that person mean. They were forgiving. They loved even more, and they embraced person. So resilience is very important, and it will prove how strong you are as a young lady. To be remarkable, so we're looking at remarkable now. So if you are not refined and resilient, you cannot come forth as a remarkable young lady. And remember, your theme says, refined, resilient, remarkable. And I'm going to tell you what remarkable means. Remarkable means somebody who is, or something that is worthy of attention or admiration. When you look at them, you say, wow. And not wow because of how they physically look. Wow because of what they would have been through, and they still become a nice person. They still display respectful, ladylike, and honest values. So in the future to come, and even now on your journey, let each step of your journey, somebody must be able to look at you and say, wow, what a nice or a fine young girl, young lady you are becoming. Somebody must always say, wow. So they look on you, be remarkable, they look on you with great admiration. So and in tying in my content now with this, you know, drug use is all around us. In our community, it's reaching the schools. Even primary schools, they have to go in on a daily basis to address little girls like you who are vaping, sometimes grade 1 children. Yes, who carry vape, their parents vape to school, hide it and give it to other children. In becoming that resilient and remarkable person, you have to stay away from any form of drug use. Anything that will damage this body or this temple of yours from becoming beautiful. And you know that drugs will push you down a path that you might not be able to recover from. Drugs are dangerous. The chemicals are dangerous. They will not allow you to learn and function effectively in your community or in your school or in the society. There are so many things, negative things that can happen to you when you use drugs. It affects your memory, it affects your learning, it affects your behavior and your attitude. It derails you, it pushes you off track from that path of being a remarkable young lady. So ladies, stay away from every negative influence in becoming remarkable. Drugs, if you're around friends that influence you in a bad way and the only thing they tell you is to do bad things that get you into trouble, stay away from those persons. Stay away from anything that will push you off track from achieving your goals. Stay away from being a disrespectful person. Don't let anybody cause you or influence you to fight and disrespect teacher or disrespect anybody at all. Or disobey your parents. So you might have a friend who say, well, just tell your mother one lie. Or if you try this drug, if you vape or if you smoke, nothing will do. Or if you drink, nothing will do. Don't let nobody do you, encourage you in any bad way or influence you in any bad way. And that is how you will become that remarkable young lady. Alright, students, so in becoming that that remarkable young lady, that refined young lady, that resilient young lady, you have to stay away from all the negative things that will affect you in a negative way, alright? Are there any questions for me? Or do you have any questions? I'm going to take questions. If you have any glue, no darling.
What else to do?
I was talking about refined, being refined, resilient, and remarkable. Are there any questions? Do you have any glue?
It's what else to glue?
Any questions? Huh? Huh? You're coming. I don't want you to say that everyone.
Stay right there and say it.
Huh? If somebody wants you to do bad stuff, it's hearing you. You have to move your hand, you can't cover your mouth and all. Yes. When people ask you to do bad stuff, you have to say no. Alright, young ladies, thank you all for listening. Any other questions?
Sometimes when kids develop small kids, it's not healthy and they should develop and then so
Yeah.
sometimes we have to stop them.
Maybe not listening to you. Everybody will listen. But what you do with the persons who don't listen, you don't hang around those persons who don't listen. Especially when you are pulling them away from doing something wrong. When people smoke, what do I tell them? Persons who smoke will come to our office and we will counseling with them. So what I tell them, I normally tell them the dangers. So we highlight the dangers and I just tell them, I find out what it is that causes them to smoke. What are some of the things going on in their life? And I look at all of that and we help them to find healthier habits. So instead of smoking, they might want to watch a movie. Instead of smoking, sometimes they chew a couple gum just to get rid of that habit. So we build their resilience. So what we do, we focus on building them, making them become mentally strong to say, I don't have to smoke, I don't have to drink, I don't have to use drugs, I don't have to do this. So when they realize that they don't have to do that and they have control of their life, then they will live a healthier and happier life. Alright, thank you very much, students, for listening. And blessings to you.
Give her a hand. Clap, clap. Where's Mrs. Reed Miles?
She's gone.
Michaela, can you go and do the vote of thanks? Thank you. Yes, and the logbook at the office. And the one at the office too. That's one I want to head of department, but